Hi everybody, it's Debbie, the shrink on your couch. So it might not be Mother's Day where you are, but it is Mother's Day where I am. And that got me thinking about a couple of things that I've learned as a psychologist that have been absolutely invaluable to me as a mother. And especially in terms of dealing with mother's guilt and not feeling good enough and all the things that every single mother that I think has ever walked the planet has dealt with. But the two things that I embrace as a mom, firstly, good enough mothering as opposed to perfect parenting. And number two, it takes a village to raise a child. Find your village. Good enough mothering. So there was this wonderful man who walked the earth around about the same time as Freud. And he said that the worst disservice that you could do as a mother for your developing child is to be absolutely perfect. So when you've got a tiny baby, it is your imperative to be everything that child needs, because that child is absolutely physiologically, emotionally dependent on you even for life. But when that child starts to grow and becomes an independent person, you need to occasionally be less than perfect. You need to get it wrong. You need to frustrate that child sometimes. Sometimes you cannot be everything that human needs, even if you truly, truly want to, and even if you feel terrible that you can't. But if we look at rupture and repair, it's two terms that we use a lot in therapy, where a connection with somebody has been ruptured, there's been an argument, there's been a disagreement, there's something that isn't quite gelling. There's rupture, and that's uncomfortable and we don't feel good about it. And then slowly, if the relationship is good enough, there's a repair that comes in. And that rupture and repair is part of life, and it's part of succeeding in the world. Knowing that things will not always go in your favor, but there are good people around who still want to connect with you. So that might not be my most articulate version of rupture and repair and not being a perfect mother, but it's really served me in my 5 years thus far as a mom. Something else that I do very often is apologize. When I think that I have actually been a bit mean, or I have been a bit unfair, or maybe I haven't seen it the way that my daughters do, or specifically my older one does, I'm very real with her and I say, yeah, you know what, I actually think you're right. I think I could have done that differently and I'm sorry. And I think that that's incredibly important for her. I think it helps her to think differently about the world. It helps her self-esteem because she realizes that she actually has significance. She's not just wrong because she's 5, that mom can be wrong too. And I think that it just facilitates connection. Life is a constant series of rupture and repair, rupture and repair. And if you're doing that with your children, but you're doing it honestly and authentically and with a lot of love and care and reflection, you're winning as a mom. The other thing that has been absolutely invaluable is the idea that it takes a village to raise a child. It's an African proverb, and it really helps a lot of moms, new moms, older moms, to find a balance in life when it's so difficult to do that. So you find your village, whoever they are, whether it's nannies or peers, aunties, cousins, neighbors, you find your village, you embrace them, you cherish them, but you use them. And in return, you look after their children and you raise their children with them. But you cannot do it alone. You cannot get everything right all the time. And you really just have to be gracious with yourself and know that you're doing the best job that you can. So I wish you a happy Mother's Day if you're celebrating, and happy Sunday from Johannesburg. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.